Hi everyone,
Hi,
I'm Lisa,
I'm Renee,
and
together we are the Tapping Duo.
So we're in week 5 of Dancing with the Stars. How do you feel we are? Do you think we're as far as we need to be? Dancers improving?
Well, I think the biggest difference this season is that there are no, like you call them, ringers. I don't think there's anybody that's coming in that already has tremendous dance experience. So I think the level of learning is going to be slower as viewers. I think by the end, I think we're going to see some great improvement if the right people stay. If they send the wrong people home, then we won't see as much of improvement because there are some people that are not going to get to a great state.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Just
and,
naturally.
And you're right. The voting is going to make a big difference as to whether those who have the potential to grow will get to grow.
Right.
So remember to vote. It is important. So the first couple that we had last night were Alexa and Mark. They did a foxtrot. How do you think they did?
Well, first of all, the first thing I noticed right away
They're in front of you.
was she's really a cute girl, but without makeup and without hair being done, and they kind of made her look frumpy with the glasses and like older. She really did look older.
She did.
I mean, she looked like somebody you'd pass on the street. So that helped me realize that stage makeup and how you're dressed and how someone does your hair can improve how you look, you know, in an everyday kind of thing. So you get kind of a different feeling about how people actually look when they wake up out of bed versus how they're primped on the show all the time, that you always think they're just beautiful just walking around.
Right.
Okay, back to the dance. Sorry, I just remember seeing her and I went, is that her? You know, because they did such a great job of making her look so much older. I didn't like this dance routine as much as I did last week, so I didn't think it helped her improve like the one with Breaking Bad. Do you have an opinion on that?
It was neither here nor there for me.
Okay. It didn't stand out for you to go, whoa.
No. Yeah. The next couple we had were Gary, Busey, and Anna. So,
Mr. Busey?
Yes, we were all reminded that his traumatic, his year was the year he did the Buddy Holly story, but his traumatic year was when he had the motorcycle accident.
1988, I believe.
So.
And someone was mentioning that they just thought, I'm glad he said the story because a lot of people thought he was just fried from drugs. And I don't know, maybe he was on drugs when he was driving the motorcycle. I have no idea. And maybe he wasn't, but wear a helmet.
Well, yes. So his dance last night was jazz, which could hide a multitude of sins. He didn't have to learn. He just had to learn choreography. He didn't have to learn particular steps. But I found him once again just standing around and posing.
Yeah, I don't think he's able to do any more than that.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
The next is Tamar and Val. How do you think Tamar did? She was one of the high scorers.
Yeah, you know, I was really nice to see a soft side of her talking about her husband and her child. That would be nice if she brought that side of her to the dance. I think we'd see a different dance.
So you don't feel that she brought that last night?
I still think she's just too structured. She's not emotional. I don't think she lets herself be emotional. I think she's emotional. We saw that. But I don't think she lets herself outside of those family feelings. I think she stays very disconnected. That's my opinion. Is she a good dancer? Absolutely. Do you think Val's a little more frustrated this season? I can't answer for him. I know if I were him, I'd really want her to start softening up in the dance part. What do you think?
She does nothing for me. So,
okay.
I thought they were awfully generous in her scores. Next we had Emma and Hayes. I thought Hayes did a great job last night. He did contemporary, which allowed him to be more of his personality. What do you think?
Oh, he's cute. You know, he's a cute kid. I love that he was shy and that dancers brought him out of him being shy. You know, he's getting more in touch with his more outgoing personality than being behind the camera. So he did a good job. He was much better without the turtle on his back.
I agree 100% on that one. Next we had Alex and Lindsey. So he had this story, obviously, of the train, and then mixed in with that is the shooting last week in Oregon. As far as dancing, they did a paso doble. How do you think he did?
Will you tell me how you think he did?
It was fine for me. It was fine. There's nothing here that struck me except maybe Bindi at the end. I found that the packages were controlling how they voted. So.
Okay.
You have nothing to add on that?
Well, I think that it was a real emotional night. I don't think his brain was there, and I wouldn't expect it to be, because he knows people in those colleges, and for this all to be happening, and he has to learn a dance, and he wants to be up there, and he's so far away from home, and that's really tough to be away from your loved ones and people you care about when you're 2,000 miles away. So you're not really. So I think he did a great job in the dance, considering he probably wasn't there mentally. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next we had Nick and Sharna. So he was the Backstreet Boy. He was another high scorer of the night. How do you feel he did?
Well, I thought he did really good. He was on stage. He was in with his Backstreet Boys. You know what I loved about the whole thing? I'm picturing Sharna. She's 16 years old. She's 15 years old. She loves the Backstreet Boys. Maybe she was even younger than that. She's commented that she had their posters on her wall. And to think all these years later, she's dancing with Nick Carter. I mean, I was so thrilled for her, more than the dance or anything. I couldn't even focus on what dance did they do? Did they do a jazz number or something?
A jazz number.
A jazz number, because what else could they do? I mean, if they're going to bring the audience out, he had to just be like he was singing on stage, right?
Right.
So that was we'll give him a jazz number so he can just perform. And that's all he did. He just did a routine that would be done if you were at a concert.
Yeah,
very distracted by all the. I thought it was fun. I didn't think he did I thought he did a great job because he was in his environment. I was more excited for Sharna because I thought, oh my gosh, she's living her dream. I mean, how fun would that be? All the people that grew up with me, if they could be on stage with the Beatles, oh my gosh, they'd be so excited to be with the Beatles, right?
Yes.
I mean, I was happy for Sharna, but I don't have any comment really on the dance because it was just like a concert.
Okay, so the next couple we had was Carlos and Whitney. So congratulations to Whitney on her engagement. How do you feel the dance was? They did a waltz. Were they in white? I think they were in white.
They were, but the whole thing is that I was trying to see if that number was a waltz. I spent my whole time going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and it was an 8-count rhythm. So I was distracted by that. I was distracted. It's like how line dancers have 10 beats, not 8. So they're always starting on an offbeat. So it's hard to follow the dance when I didn't feel like it went with the music. But that's the song he picked. So she did a great job doing a waltz to something that wasn't a waltz.
Right. She got that out of the way too.
Yeah.
Paula Dean and Louie. Well, here, let's fix Bindi.
Okay, this girl, I tell you.
Well, I thought she had improved from a prior week.
Well, she's still missing up the same areas. I mean, she's, she gets out there with all the lights and cameras, and she gets very stuck on the choreography. Plus, you know how when we're in class, okay, and I'm doing a dance, and I've got the choreography, and then people just do what they feel to the music, and they just start moving because they feel the music, but it isn't what I've asked them to do. She tends to do that. She gets real happy with the music, and then she makes up her own step. And instead of following Louie's, I'm watching Louie talk to her the whole time. What to do. So, yeah, she's improving slowly. So good for her, right?
Next we had Andy Grammer and Allison. They did a cha-cha.
He's over here. Congratulations, Allison. For those of you who don't know, she's 4 months pregnant. I didn't look like that at 4 months. I don't know if you did or not, but congratulations.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So what'd you think of their dance?
It was okay. I like the backstory, and I think that's what really I was focusing on, more of him talking about his mom than I was about the dance. So,
Okay.
and then the last one of the night was Bindi and Derek. They did a contemporary number. I thought as a choreographer, he captured the father-daughter thing beautiful.
Oh, I did too.
I thought everything came back to a father-daughter. The poses, the style. What do you think?
Well, I think Bindi is growing the most of anybody. She's not a dancer. She's a zookeeper. I don't know how she is really titled. I just know that she's always been in the zoo, right? Since she was little. Watched her since she was born. I loved her dad. I'm so sorry when he passed away. I'm glad she's following in his footsteps. But one thing I don't know that she thinks that she's so busy with that. I bet she doesn't even know that she's a natural dancer.
Oh.
She becomes every song Derek choreographs for her. And I appreciate that. She shows it through her face, her body, her just everything. So Derek and Bindi, you're doing a wonderful job. This is my most improved right here.
Well, they're the most enjoyable to watch. So then the last two that went home were Carlos and
The bottom two, right?
Gary. Yes. And I think that Gary went home.
Gary went home.
So sorry, Gary.
Should we say goodbye to Gary?
I think so.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Take off Gary's head.
Oh, and into
Into the jar he goes. Bye-bye, Gary.
All right. Well, hopefully next week will be more of a leap in skill.
Okay. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.